The business handshake is a way to start relationships in your workplace, and it's a way to start communication. But first of all, it starts with the nonverbal communication. When you're shaking somebody's hand, you're building a relationship before you start communicating verbally. Let's take a look at what a business handshake looks like. Now, if you notice what they've done here, they have a business handshake going on because both hands are in a vertical and upright position. Now, let's say that Diana came in and she shook hands and put her hand in a submissive position. That puts Tony in the dominant position. Now, what happens here is non-verbally, Tony's picking up that she's in a submissive position and might take advantage of this. Now, what does Diana do if she finds herself in this situation? What she can gently do is try with her own strength to move this handshake into a vertical position. This way, Tony might be thinking, this woman means business. And that's what business is about. This is adult-to-adult communication. When we are communicating adult-to-adult in business, you have a lot of things going on. And what's most important about this is that people are thinking business and they're acting business. But something to keep in mind, when you're shaking hands with a woman, what you want to do is you want to let the woman determine the pressure of the grip. It's been shown that men can exert 5 times the amount of pressure on a woman's hand. So always let the woman determine the amount of pressure of the grip and let her determine the number of pumps that are taking place during that handshake. When she's finished pumping, she will stop. Now, something else to think about, when you're shaking a man's hand and he brings it into the dominant position and you are unable to turn it up in that vertical position, you can use the second hand. So if Tony takes my hand this way and I can't move it, what I can do is use 2 hands. Now, something to think about with two-handed handshakes. You see a lot of politicians do this. You really don't want to be like a politician and using a two-handed handshake unless you know the person very, very well, or unless he's got you in a dominant handshake and you cannot move him into the adult-adult business communication handshake. Something else that you can do that this works really, really well, if again I can't move him from his dominant position, I can take a step into him and turn around, and guess where my hand is now? My hand is in the dominant position. If I want to be nice, I can put it into a vertical position. But again, I'm in control of the handshake now. Communication with a handshake is all about creating business, because if you can't communicate non-verbally to begin with, you're not going to be able to communicate verbally after you've built the relationship with a handshake. So keep this in mind the next time you have a business meeting and you're shaking somebody's hand. It needs to be a business handshake in the vertical upright position.